What's good, family? It's your boy Old Soul J, and I'm back with another video. Now look, don't sleep on lucid dreaming, pun intended. Lucid dreaming, man, where do I start? Let me just say this. Lucid dreaming is a great indicator for you to be able to tell how conscious you actually are. That's one. Two, lucid dreaming is also an amazing experience the deeper you get. It gets more amazing the deeper you get. Here's the thing about lucid dreaming. Here's the thing about dreams. You've heard of the fourth dimension, right? If you haven't, now you have. We are currently in the 3D. We are in a third dimensional reality, the physical. Metaphysics teaches you this as well. Science teaches this as well, that there are dimensions that are less physical as you raise. Now, what does that mean? The fourth dimension is the dream world. Really think about this. Really put this into perspective right now. You go to sleep, right? Our bodies need rest, right? Our bodies literally have to go shut down. If you're awake for too long, you get tired and all types of things start to malfunction in the body, which is one big organism, which is a vehicle, which is damn near technology. Damn near our bodies are like machines. There's science behind how our body works. See, some people don't like that saying that our bodies are machines because they identify with the body too much. They think the body is the identity. Your soul is the identity. Your body is your avatar. This is you for a temporary time. This is you for now, for this lifetime. Old Soul J, you may be an old soul, but let me not get off topic. We go into rest mode. Now some people say they can't dream. You need to start dreaming because that's saying something. Why is it that you don't dream anymore, I've never heard anybody say they never dreamed, but why is it that you're not dreaming and there's people that's dreaming every night and lucid dreaming and having experiences? You're there, but it's not happening in the waking world. What do you think that is? It's just another dimension. But here's the thing. When your consciousness is engraved or just completely resonating on the third dimensional plane, that is the most real experience to you. Now, if you're able to raise your consciousness to a fourth dimensional level and you become super present, your dreams start to become more real. You start to wake up in your dreams. You start to realize, and there's, listen, look up how to lucid dream. Maybe I'll talk about how to lucid dream and explain how I did it. Actually, I'll probably touch on that a little bit during this video. But there's methods you could use if you don't already lucid dream. So there's levels of lucidity. There's the level where you might be in your dream and you might be thinking something's off. You just have that sense in the back of your mind like something's not right. You're kind of almost lucid. Like you kind of realize like, something here ain't normal, right? Then there's levels where you fully realize like, yo, I'm dreaming. But a lot of times when you're not skilled at lucid dreaming, or you're not experienced lucid dreamer, or you're just not resonating in a present enough state, it's easy for your lucid dream, for you to lose lucidity, especially, you might get excited, you might get scared or something. If you start feeling crazy emotions, it'll pull you out the dream. You might even wake up. I had a lucid dream last night. Something happened in the dream where it kind of made me... It shook me up a little bit. My ass woke up. But literally, like, I got snatched out the dream because I was a little taken aback a little bit because of what happened in the dream. But let me talk about how lucid dreaming is the fourth dimension and lucidity. Look up dimethyltryptamine, the chemical DMT. Look up dimethyltryptamine and you will see when we go to sleep at night, a chemical gets released from our pineal gland. What is our pineal gland? The third eye. Oh, that's also one of our chakras, right? So remember I spoke on in the past, the lower your chakra that you're resonating in, that's the consciousness state that you're in. So if the third eye chakra, the pineal gland, are part of our brain, mind, body, soul, because there's different terms they refer to the third eye. They refer to it in a physical way, they refer to it in a spiritual way, right? So look, it releases the chemical dimethyltryptamine. It releases. You ever heard sleep is the cousin of death? So when you go to sleep, it slightly leaks out. When a person dies, it completely leaks out. Now here's another crazy part. You can take dimethyltryptamine. It's an actual drug. And now if any of you know about psychedelics, which in ancient times, some people refer to them as soul-delics. They're actually ancient substances that some people would use back in ancient times before, the world got corrupted and, I'm not going to get into that. But if you take DMT, I've never taken DMT before, but from the people who have that explain their experiences, they all say that it shoots you up into another dimension. When you take the actual, because it's an actual substance you could take. When you take the actual substance DMT, it shoots you up into a dimension, which is something our brain naturally produces. Our brain naturally produces this same substance that leaks out when we go to sleep. What happens when you sleep? You go to the dream world. If you don't remember your dreams, there's something going on with your consciousness. You're dreaming, you're just not aware of it. What happens when you die? DMT. You go to the spirit world, which there's levels to, but most people are probably going to that same fourth dimension. So if you see a dead relative in your dream, you're really seeing them. It's a little big secret for you. If you dream of a dead relative, you're really seeing them in the spirit world, or at least an aspect of them. So understand this: the better you master your lucid dreaming experience, the more conscious you will be when you die, and if you go to that dimension. Now, the higher dimensions, like what some would say the fifth dimension, which others, the way it's described is like with the whole idea of where heaven comes from. Now that there's different things that you can do that they say helps grow your solar body, helps you obtain light. There's meditations you can do to obtain light. There's a lot of ways. Sun gazing, some of y'all might have heard of sun gazing for sure. That's not just because that can help grow your consciousness. And look, if y'all sun gazing, do it when the sun's setting or rising. You're not supposed to be doing it when it's way up high in the sky like that. That's dangerous. But anyway, that's not just to grow your consciousness, that's also to obtain actual light into your consciousness. But again, I'm getting sidetracked. So when you're into the fourth dimension, right? And this is already proven. This is the thing. The way we've been conditioned in life to believe what is real and what is not real is what keeps you from even being open-minded about it. If you watch my videos, you're probably already open-minded. But the average person, this is why you can't just go around telling people this, because they're not going to believe you. And the mind is all powerful. If you don't believe, you will never see, because you are constantly creating what is real. The subconscious mind is the all. So if you truly believe that something doesn't exist, your subconscious mind is not going to even allow for you to experience that. But lucid dreaming, there's ways that you could slowly get yourself into these things, right? Find out some lucid dreaming techniques, because the more you lucid dream, the more conscious and more real it gets, until a point where it could get to where it is more real than this reality here. Now, life is life. We got things we got to deal with. Sometimes that could take us away from our power of lucid dreaming. Some of us, at least for me, I've had that experience. I'm actually recently been brushing up on my lucid dreaming, and I've been starting to lucid dream more lately. But you can go through phases where you lucid dream a lot less, as long as you're dreaming though. You know what I mean? If you're not dreaming at all, not remembering your dreams, that's not a good sign consciously. So here's what you could do to help your lucidity and the experiences you can have. This, like I said, there's levels to lucidity. Waking up in your dream or knowing that you're dreaming while you're dreaming is not that simple. Like, that's just one level. Like I said, you could get to a point where it feels just as real as this reality right here. If you can experience a world that feels just as real as this reality, how do you know this is reality and that's not? How do you know that you're not trapped in a state of consciousness where you perceive this to be reality? And they don't want you to know the steps you have to take, because knowledge is power. What to know knowledge, what you can do to rise past the conscious state of the 3D flesh. Lucid dreaming is one of the first steps you could take to realizing that. So now let me tell y'all some ways that can help you lucid dream. So if you really are interested and really want to do it, there's books on it. And to make it even simpler, you don't have to spend any money. There's thousands on thousands of YouTube videos that give you methods. That's how I learned. And the popular ones that worked for me. And I'm going to tell you which ones those are. But before that, I'm going to explain to y'all what even led me to lucid dreaming. Because I actually started lucid dreaming before I woke up spiritually and became conscious. I actually was interested in lucid dreaming before I even woke up and became conscious. This is how I knew I was meant to wake up, because the same with lucid dreaming, I started meditating out of curiosity of why did people meditate, and wanted to see what it was about. This was before I woke up spiritually and consciously. And both of these things played a fundamental role on my path to becoming conscious. These things helped me wake up. These things help me see clearly. These things help me ask the right questions and look for the answers. But the story of how I started lucid dreaming, years ago, this was probably 7-8 years ago, me and my grandfather were at my brother's house. We were visiting my brother. My brother doesn't live in the same state as me. So me and my grandfather went to go see him for the weekend or for a couple days or something like that. And I remember he had to work one of the days, so he left us in the house. I don't remember what my grandfather was doing, to be honest. I feel like I was watching this movie by myself, but I decided to watch a movie. I played the movie Inception. I don't know if y'all know what that movie is. It's one of my favorite movies. And I'm watching the movie Inception, and basically it's about these guys who jump into people's dreams and they steal information in people's dreams. That's what they did. I forgot what they called themselves. But it really got deep into the lore of dreaming. One of the main plots of the story was the main character, him and his wife, they used to jump into the dream world, and they were doing it so much together that his wife lost touch of what was real and what wasn't. That's the scary side of lucid dreaming. She felt that the lucid dreaming world was realer, or she felt the dream world was realer than the real world, quote unquote. And she got confused. It's been years since I watched the movie, so I might be butchering it a little bit. But basically, she ended up dying. She got confused, blase, right? It just made me think a lot about dreaming. Opened my mind a little bit. At first, I was super confused. I watched it like twice, 2-3 times in order for me to kind of understand it. But it intrigued me, to say the least. So I think I just started looking up things about dreaming. I had questions. I started looking things up, which led me to the term lucid dreaming. I didn't even know what lucid dreaming was. I found something on lucid dreaming. I started watching videos of people talking about lucid dreaming. Then I had a lucid dream, and I started to look up things about how to lucid dream because I wanted to keep doing it. Now, here's the things that work for me. I'm gonna give y'all 2.5 techniques that if you do consistently, you will slowly start to become lucid in your dreams. Slowly. Like some dreams you might start to question things. You might have like a little moment. Eventually you're gonna fully wake up like, oh wait, this is a dream. I'm in a dream world. And let's start at the beginning level though. So one of the first things that you could start doing daily is dream checks. These are called dream checks. What is a dream check? Oh, they say the plant blue lotus, right? You could put tea. The herb blue lotus helps you with lucid dreaming as well. Like you could make it a tea. Some people smoke it. I don't recommend smoking just because, even if you're not smoking like nicotine, you're still bringing fire to your lungs. It's not actually good for your lungs. But I know people who smoke it, so and I've done it in the past. I'm not gonna be hypocritical. I just don't do it anymore. But yeah, so blue lotus also helps with lucid dreaming. Haritaki is a herb supposed to help open your pineal gland and helps with your dreams as well. Oh yeah, and this is another thing I want to mention before I give y'all the techniques and explain what dream checks are. When I used to smoke weed, I have a video on this channel of my experience of weed and why I quit. I haven't smoked weed in about 3 to 4 years now, but back when I used to smoke daily, I used to not dream at all. There's something about weed for a lot of people. Now there's people that say they still dream with smoking weed, but from speaking to a lot of people, most people say they don't, and I know I didn't. So that could be a reason. If you're a habitual weed smoker, you smoke every night and stuff like that, that could be blocking your experiences of your dreams or just not making you not remember them. For me, I would go to sleep and wake up I would have no memory of a dream when I used to smoke, right? So that's one thing I have to throw out there. That could be blocking some of you. Now, what are dream checks? One dream check you could do is this, or just to look at your hands. The reason why is because in your dreams, your hands are always different. So if you do this on a daily basis, you look at your hands and you actually acknowledge them and be present, that's part of a dream check. Eventually, see, this is the thing that people don't realize. If you consistently do something on a daily basis in the waking world, there is going to be moments where you're going to do them in your dreams. Now, if you do this in your dream, you're going to see, you might have 6 fingers. Your hands might be turning invisible and something's going to be different. It's not going to look normal. That could be a trigger to your consciousness. I'm dreaming. That's one dream check. I did this because this is another dream check. If you do this in your dream, your hand will probably go through your hand because it's less physical there. You're more in a spiritual realm. Your hand will probably go through your hand. Then you could realize, oh shoot, I'm in a dream. Another dream check that you could do. Mind you, dream checks are things that you do in the waking world consistently, habitually throughout the day until you do it in your dream. Not even until, you keep doing them. You don't stop doing them. It's not going to work right away. Don't do it for 1 week or a couple days and don't have a lucid dream and then come to me talking about it didn't work. It works. I did it. If other people told me how to do it and it worked for them and I tried to do it and it worked for me, I find it hard to believe it can't work for you. Anyway, so that's another dream check. Another dream check you could do, get in the habit of trying to breathe through your nose while covering your nose. Obviously, in the waking world, you can't breathe through your nose if you cover your nose. In the dream world, you can. That will be another trigger for you. Another dream check that you could do, this one is a little bit more mental practice. This is why it's a good indicator for how conscious you are. Because if your mind is used to being truly present and conscious, you're going to be truly present and conscious in your dreams and even notice, I'm dreaming. This is a way that could help you practice that. Take a moment. Take like a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes and reflect. Be aware of your surroundings, where you are. Be completely 100% attention into the present moment. And think to yourself, what did I do before this? Go over in your head what has happened in your day before this exact moment. The reason why this is so powerful is because usually when we dream, it starts in the middle of us doing something, or we're just in the middle of somewhere. You don't ever really, unless you become a real lucid dreamer, like this, like sometimes you could wake up and think you woke up in the real world and you're still dreaming. I forgot what that's called. That's happened to me a couple times as well. Where you wake up and think that you woke up from your dream, but you're in another dream. That's another different thing. But for the majority of times though, when we're in our dreams, they usually start off in the middle of something. So when you practice being present and genuinely asking yourself, what did I do before this? And go over your day. If you can't picture it in your dreams, or if you can't remember what you were doing before this, or how did you get here in this very exact moment, boom, that will be a trigger. You'll be like, oh shoot, I'm dreaming. If y'all do everything that I'm telling y'all in this video, within a couple weeks, you will start having experiences if you do them daily. Now, here's another one that I feel like is very effective. You can train your mind to remember your dreams more. The more you remember your dreams, the more that your mind will be prepared to actually wake up in your dreams. A lot of times when we wake up, we remember part of our dream, but then as soon as we start our day, it's gone. We forget. Sometimes, not all the time. There's some dreams that you always remember. But for the most part, a lot of times, or at least some of our dreams, because we have multiple dreams every night. Sometimes there might be some that are more memorable that you remember, but then, most of our dreams we're forgetting. So what will help you is that first thing when you wake up, write down every detail you can remember about your dream. Every detail. It's more effective if you actually write it in a book, physically with your hand, but if you don't have time for that, we got things to do in life, you could make a voice recording of it. Or you could press the little microphone thing on your screen that when you talk into it, it types the words for you in your notes or something like that. But just make sure that you're recording, whether it's physical paper or on your phone, every detail you can remember of your dream. And then before you go to sleep at night, read over them. Read over your dreams. You're training your mind to remember the dreams. You're telling your mind, I want to remember my dreams. The mind is everything. Those are the main practices. And another little tip that you could try to do is when you're going to sleep is just think about lucid dreaming. Have that be the last thing on your mind while you're sleeping. Tell yourself, I am going to lucid dream today. You are the captain of the ship. You just got to be able to tap into that power. So you do all these things. I gave y'all a handful of things. Those are the things that I did. And they work, family. They work. And they're very important on your spiritual path. People don't understand. There's people who lucid dream, who are good at lucid dreaming, and they're not even into spirituality like that, consciousness like that, their soul like that. So sometimes we could easily not see that as important because there's people who just do that just to do it because it's a great experience. But it goes hand to hand with your soul, because that dream state is another dimension. Your soul is just experiencing dimensions. This life here is just a dimension. We're always going to be experiencing dimensions. So like I said, don't sleep on lucid dreaming. And my lucid dreamers out there, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, family, that's all I got to say for today. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. I love y'all.